Hi Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I am here today with an original tag, although it's not totally original because I was inspired by a video at Melinda at Web of Stories made, and I asked her if I could do my own spin on it, and she said yes. And I have learned from Steve Donahue that sometimes you can take a video and weaponize it, as he calls it, into a tag. I don't know if it's necessarily a weapon, but this is the Booktube I'm so annoyed tag. Most of these things are things that Melinda was annoyed by. I was surprised by some of them. I didn't realize like people were annoyed by some of these things. And then I have added a few of my own questions. So I want to make it very clear though, this is not about being annoyed at Booktube. This is about being annoyed about things in the bookish world. So it's not like, oh, Kelly, books I'm not reading, I can't stand her. Like, that's not what it's about. It is about things related to books that sometimes just annoy us. And for those of you who don't have a channel, I want to know what you find annoying down in the comments section below. So here we go. Question number 1. Do publishers ever do things that you find annoying? So yes, one of the more, well, relatively recent trends is to do the, have a series, but then there are books within the series that are like 2.5 or 10.5, and it's like, no, like that's not how it works. Like you can't have half of a story. There's one series I'm trying to finish and I can't figure out how many books are actually left in the series because there's like one of these like weird 0.5 numbers, and I don't know who came up with this idea. I don't know if this is like a result of like movies taking books and splitting them into two so that they can make 2 movies instead of just one, which is all that's necessary. So I like either have it be the next book in the series or not, but like, I don't know. I don't understand that phenomenon. Question 2. Have you ever been annoyed by a spoiler, even if it's simply that someone is telling you there's a twist in the novel? Yes, 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 yes. When it comes to Shakespeare, I don't mind spoilers, but I cannot believe how many books have an introduction with spoilers, have the back of the book with spoilers on it, and there was recently, I think it was the Holmeses were the hardest tag, you know, it was like what's a book with a great twist? Well, if you tell someone there's a twist, like then that spoils it. Like that people don't get to discover the twist on their own. So I actually even like refused to answer that question when I was doing the tag. Let's see. Question 3. Have you ever been annoyed by what you have discovered in a little free library, a used book sale, maybe a used bookstore? Now, Melinda has some particularly horrific stories about what she's found in little free libraries. Earlier, well, not like about, let's see, I think it was in August and September, I had all this drama with my used bookstore in not making it clear what the policy actually was and what the price of the books actually were. And so there was quite a bit of of annoyance and mainly frustration on my part. Now we have another used bookstore open. I'm not going, but they stamp all of their books that they sell. And I don't know if it's because they don't want people to like take the books that they're selling cheaply and sell them on eBay or what, but yeah, so stamping, no. And also, again, I think this was happening about the same time as all my used bookstore drama, was someone was stealing all of the books from the little free libraries in my my rural city. And yeah, so that didn't happen. I never saw that in any of the little free libraries I had, but that is also very, very annoying. Cannot take, and I don't know why you would want to take all of the books from any of the free libraries that I've seen. If I find one book, it's amazing. So let's see. Question 4, short story collections. Are you annoyed if there's a novella in the middle? I don't know. I don't think so. Usually I'm pretty good at like looking at, okay, like how long is the next short story? The short story collection I'm reading right now, by Ursula Le Guin, she actually put them, I think, in the order she wrote them, or there's a little bit of modification, but it's like when she wrote them and also like when they were published. That's how she decided to organize her short story, one of her many short story collections. So yeah, I'm pretty good at looking at the type, the contents and going, oh, like, all right, halfway through, there's gonna be something a little bit longer, but it doesn't annoy me, but I'd be curious if it annoys you. Question 5. This is one I found so surprising. Deckled edges, annoying or beautiful? And I have to say that I like deckled edges. This one's, I don't know if this one quite, I don't know. I think it qualifies. Like some people think it's messy or it's harder to find things. I stand by deckled edges. I'm okay with that. I'm not saying I would want every single book I own to have deckled edges, but I don't find it annoying. So anyway, I thought that was a really interesting thing that she was annoyed by. Question number 6. Other people's annotations. Annoying or okay? So if you find annotations in maybe a used book that you've purchased, or God forbid, a library book, I would be very, very annoyed by this. I don't like to read, yeah, I don't care. I don't like, especially if it's, yeah, I mean, any case, when you buy a used book or you check out a book from the library, you obviously don't know who had it right before. I just think I find annotating fascinating, that people, I understand like book critics. I totally get why they might annotate like an advanced reader copy of something, but like once you have the completed copy, like let's keep it whole, folks. So I have read a few books, especially when I was reading all of the Pulitzer Prize winning novels that I've, had to find at obscure used bookstores or, in the dark basements of other libraries and that kind of thing. And yeah, so sometimes there would be notes, clippings of things. I don't mind ephemera, but I don't really like annotating as a whole. Like that's just not, I would never know how to go back and find my annotations. Yeah, like it's just not a thing for me. So I would, especially in a library book, I would find that extremely annoying. Used book, sometimes you just have to take what you can get. Okay, so if a book, if there's a series or a collection of certain kinds of books and there are changes made, is that annoying or are you okay with that? The example that Melinda used, which this doesn't really bother me. So here's a Folger Shakespeare Library edition of All Is Well That Ends Well, and And oh, here's one of Othello. That's a mass market paperback. I think the reason why this particular one doesn't annoy me as much is because they're available in like, it's not like All's Well That Ends Well is only available in trade paperback and Othello is only available in mass market paperback. You can have all of your Folger Shakespeare Library books the same size. They publish them in both sizes. I actually like the mass market ones just because they're just easier to move around. But I will show you an example of Shame on You, Soho Crime. Like, so by the time I bought this book, so this was the, Murder in the Marais, Cara Black. This is the first book in a mystery series. And all of the other books in the series, at least that I own, look like this. Which I actually really like this. I like this kind of like gritty cover, these different images. From the spine, there's a slight change, and there might even be a change. There's a change in size too. It's not as dramatic as it is with the Folger Shakespeare Library, but would you ever know that these are part of the same series? I don't know. So I find that very, very annoying. Question 8. Do the decisions of characters ever annoy you? Share the book and what decisions that were made that you found annoying. So I'm asking this question and I don't really have a great answer. When I read a book, I mainly, if I'm questioning the decisions that a character is mainly, I tend to focus on the author. Like, what is the author trying to tell me about that particular character, that particular time, that particular place? I'm much more critical of the decisions people make in movies. Like, I'm not thinking about the director or the screenplay. That is so annoying. Why is that character doing like such stupid, making such terrible decisions or just so annoying? Why is that character so annoying? One book that I grabbed is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, excuse me. And of course, this is inspired by Charles Dickens' David Copperfield. I don't like the choices that Demon Copperhead makes, but I don't think that that's necessarily the point. I think the point is Barbara Kingsolver is again trying to talk to us about a certain time and a certain place and the choices that are available to people in that place. So in that sense, it's quite interesting, and because I think Dickens was very much trying to do the same thing, although I think David Copperfield, while he still makes mistakes and is still suffering under certain situations, like, he makes much better choices overall than I think Demon Copperhead does. But again, it's more, I'm thinking more about the author rather than the book itself. Question number 9. Are you ever annoyed by how someone organizes their books? So I'm not annoyed by it because if it works for someone, then that's awesome. Like, whatever. I'd rather see books than not see any books at all. I have to say, and maybe somebody can tell me, like, the idea of organizing the books by color, which is pretty, I don't understand how people find things. So that's my question to all of you. It's like, if that's how you organize your books, how do you find things? Now, I will say, like, in my own home library, there are definitely things that could annoy other people about how our books are organized, because nonfiction is quite complicated, definitely not following like the Dewey Decimal System or anything like that, but because it's it's not the majority of the library. I think like we learn to know, and actually I find myself, because we just recently got at Christmas, we bought another bookcase oh my God, for the library, and so now all the books fit, which is really exciting. But like we did kind of, so everything is shifted around, and now even though the books are organized by author in fiction, I'm expecting to see them on one shelf and they're in a different place, or if I can't remember the author's last name, then I'm searching for a while. So, okay. Question number 10. Share something bookish that you find annoying. Okay. So, I really, really hate, I don't mind stickers for prizes, but Oprah's book club, and I mean, it's part of the cover. Like, they added this after the fact. So this is like permanently made into the cover of the book. And there's another one here, this Passport to Crime, $9.99. And again, it's not a sticker, it's part of the book. I find that so annoying. So annoying. Like, oh, isn't it enough that I'm paying for the book? Like, do we need to have the price on it? And as much as I respect Oprah as a human being, like, oh, like, does every single copy of this book have to have this on the cover? So anyway, okay, so this is all in the spirit of good fun. I'm gonna tag some people. Okay, I want to tag Steve Donahue, who, to my knowledge, is the creator of weaponizing a video into a tag. So I also want to tag Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff. And then some channels that, there's some of these channels that are new to me. Noteworthy Fiction, Grape Jelly Library I want to tag, Randy Ray at Literary Texan, Dia at Novel Idea, Mystery and Mayhem, Bask in the Story, Aaron Read a Book, Coiny Reads, Prose and Petticoats, Grace Silva, and Lindsay at Lindsay Reads. So that's who I'm going to tag for this. If you want to do this tag, by all means, go for it. Just please tag me somehow in the video so that I can find it. I will make a playlist of all of these things that annoy us. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I would love to hear what annoys you down below in the comment section. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can leave an emoji, or you can give this video a thumbs up just as a way of saying hello. Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.